I'll have whatever he's having.
What have I gotten myself into? Alright, guys, so for the release of Scoob coming to digital on May 15th, I've decided that I'm going to review the first two live action Scooby-Doo movies from shockingly James Gunn, who wrote these two movies, and he's now well known for Guardians of the Galaxy and some other things which I'm not going to touch on. But let's review these movies. At least the first one today. The second will be coming later this week. Now, this is a movie I actually grew up with. I was a huge Scooby-Doo fan growing up. I used to watch all the cartoons and that stuff, and I watched this movie growing up. So I remembered a lot about it, but there was actually a lot of stuff I did not remember about this movie, and it's a lot of the adult jokes. There's a lot more adult jokes in this than I probably ever wanted in the Scooby-Doo movie. Let's just start right off the bat by saying that actually James Gunn wanted to write this as a PG-13 rated, like, kind of a satire on Scooby-Doo, and that's kind of what he wrote it as, but it turned into this more watered down kids flick, which is what you see right here. I do not hate this movie by any means. I think that there's actually a lot of potential in this for actually a really good movie, and a lot of that stuff is actually the satire stuff that was in the original script, and there's you can see bits and pieces of it in here, and I think that's where this movie had true potential. But I guess the studio didn't like the more adult version, and they made this more of a kids flick like you see here. But I kind of wish they had that PG-13 version because I think it could have really benefited from that. Let's get into the part of this movie that I really like though, and that is Shaggy. Shaggy in this movie is so good. Matthew Lillard does a fantastic job with his performance. It's literally probably the greatest on-screen representation of a cartoon character ever in live action. It is so good. He does a great job in this movie. I actually think the entire main cast does a spot-on job. Linda Cardellini is actually a pretty fantastic Velma, and Daphne and Fred are actually alright too. And even Scooby's CGI isn't that bad, considering that this is 2002, by the way. On the other hand, the monsters in this movie, oh boy, that's some pretty bad 2002 PlayStation 2 graphics CGI looking thing. As I said earlier, there's a lot of adult jokes in this film I just was not expecting. And the story in this really isn't that great either. But, I mean, it's based on the Scooby-Doo, Spooky Island, which was actually, from what I hear, a pretty good animated movie, so... And also, I'm not really going to spoil it because this movie's 18 years old now. But the Scrappy-Doo reveal isn't really all that good, but, I mean... This is still kind of I can see this as a guilty pleasure, but, that's really all. I'm going to give Scooby-Doo a 5 out of 10. Wait a minute. I hear somebody calling me. Give me 1 second. Hello?
Yeah, bro. Heard you were hating on Scooby-Doo 2002.
Yeah, why?
It's literal perfection put to screen. Perfectly cast. Perfectly acted. The action is over the top. The only issue with the film is it's not rated R. Please change your review, or else I will be forced to murder you.
Okay then. Bye. Scooby-Doo 2002 is the greatest movie ever. It has fantastic performances by every single cast member. It is the greatest movie ever made. Matthew Lillard's Shaggy is actually godlike. All of the CGI is great. It's just as good as Avengers Endgame. All the CGI is great. It is the best looking movie since Avengers Endgame. There's nothing else I can say about this movie. It's perfection. 10 out of 10. Good night. Also, although this movie is a masterpiece, we do need that original R-rated / PG-13 cut of this movie. # release the gun cut.